All right, so as I look outside and see all my precious microcars just waiting to be worked on and others' cars to be worked on, I can't help but notice the bright blue skies, the falling leaves. It is December 1st and it's 70 degrees in Portland, Oregon. Never have I seen it this warm this late in the season, but some people say climate change isn't real. I don't know. We're going to make up for it somehow, some way. And that brings us to our point. We're working on a Mustang. If you happen to own a Mustang and you live in a wet climate like Portland, Oregon, and if you believe in climate change, that we're going to have a lot more rain, you may want to stick around for this. Every place up north that it rains a lot, it seems like these Mustangs have a lot of water drainage issues, especially if you have leaves. Let's start with the front here. This is a good customer of mine. She's had it for many years. Here in Portland, Oregon, the leaves get so small and so packed and so dense that they make it down into this vent under the hood here and into the fender drains, and it backs up. And when it backs up, it overflows and gets the carpet all moldy. Nobody wants a V8 Mustang with a 6-speed to be moldy. Nobody. So that's one thing. The other is the air conditioning drain that sometimes plugs up, but that's kind of service work. You can change the cabin air filter. Oh, door is locked. Here, let me unlock it. I think you can see the drain down here. Where is it? Oh, I can't see it right now. There is a tube that runs down and it gets clogged up, and this area fills up full of wet moisture. You can see that it did get wet at one time. It's dry now. But the one I want to show you, the one that she brought in for today, was the trunk drain. So let's take a look at that. So let's see, how do we open this? Press this button. Yeah, okay. So she was saying that she's getting water on the right rear. Again, I've already cleaned out the leaves here, but we had leaves piling up between the hinges here and the gas pneumatic strut, and it was creating a leaf dam. And when that happens, water runs off the top of the car, runs down the back of the window, piles up here. It can't make its way behind the taillight and out. You can see I did a test with my water bottle, and the water is now flowing. What's happening is the leaves have piled up like a little beaver dam here. The water was rising, and somehow the water gets behind these bolts. And if you look in here with me, let's see, you can see the stain. Do I got my light on my camera here? Yeah, I do. See this stain right here? I don't know if you can see that stain that runs down right there. If you follow that down, follow it down there, it looks like it's even stained more. And it runs down here to the body seam seal, and then it runs into this cavity down in here, and it fills that up, and it stays moist in here. And you go around corners and things, and that water sloshes out, gets the carpet wet, and you've got a moldy Mustang. So what I did is I cleared her drains. I tested it. You can see there's water in here because I splashed some, and I drilled a couple of tiny holes in that seam sealer, and that is right behind the rear wheel. Let's see if I can get up in there above the muffler. Don't hurt anything. There's no way that tire can splash water up into there. The holes are tiny. They're like 1/16 inch, and it's in the seam sealer. I did 3 of them just to make sure that never gets wet again. You can see on this side, I have not cleared the leaves, but look at how the leaves dam up. They start here. They're easily falling down the rear window between the gap and the trunk, and they make their way with water, and they dam up right here, creating a heavy condensation or heavy water area, and the water fills up, and sometimes it leaks behind the hinges, or it just overflows into the trunk. Almost every car that comes in the shop, I take my finger and I wipe out this area. Sometimes water will just run down the window if we have a heavy rainstorm, and it will cascade over and into the trunk, and then your trunk gets moldy. That moisture then makes its way into the car, fogs up your window, creates a dangerous situation, especially if we have a heavy rain followed by a cold, clear night. We get tons of really pesky condensation on the inside of the glass, and if you try to go someplace, it takes a good 5-10 minutes to drive away. So hope I helped people. I'm not going to take this apart because I've already cleaned this out and that's not a problem. But to access these drains, you have to pull off this plastic. Sometimes you have to pull off the wipers and clear the drains there where it goes into the fenders. You can see some of the debris is coming back, like around the battery. It's not leaking now. I think I got it pretty good, but I'm hoping that I help somebody with their moldy Mustang issues or water intrusion into their 2006 or whatever common body style Mustang you might have. Thanks for watching. Hope I helped you out.